Hello and welcome, this is Mousegunner, and we're back with some more of the Beast and Exploration DLC of Battle Brothers. I'm picking up right where we left off in the last video, in the middle of a battle. This is a battle I don't think I want to take because we are outnumbered, there's zombies. I don't think my men are experienced enough to deal with this level of opponent, and I think they do have a Necromancer here. I don't have confirmation of that, but I'm very suspicious this guy here is a Necromancer, and if that's the case, this is going to be too hard of a fight. So we're going to look to retreat. Now this is one of the things that they've changed about the game. Hitting retreat from combat actually does not end the combat. Alright, yeah, sometimes it's better to have a technical retreat in order to live and fight another day. The men will attempt to reach the edges of the map, but by themselves, and then safely retreat. However, the enemy may catch up, and anyone currently engaged may not be able to get away unscathed or even alive. So we're going to retreat. Now this may be just an auto retreat. But we should be faster than zombies. So we'll see how this goes. Now the zombies are going to have special abilities if the Necromancer's there. But it doesn't look like the Necromancer's really taking advantage of that. So far, so good. We're getting out of here. And this is the first time we're getting to see this. Now, in the past, it would have been an auto retreat and your men would have taken injuries to do it. Now, I'm assuming we're not going to take any injuries, but we actually have to be able to escape. And some enemies, it will be very difficult to do that. Against the Goblin Riders, for example, they'll be able to ride you down. Dire Wolves will be able to ride you down, so, you know, it's kind of scary to think about. But yeah, we get out unscathed. That was definitely a battle I don't think we could handle, but it was worth taking a look at what they were. To see if it was something we could handle. Now I see something up here. I don't know if this is something that's related to our quest. We were told when we were about here that we needed to keep going to the east. So I'm going to go ahead and go up to the north now to kind of keep on that eastern path. This is looking like it is hilly here. We were told hills. Okay, we've got some interesting terrain here. The problem is, I can't really see very far because this is unexplored territory. But we're going to keep going for it. Now, obviously, if I am looking at not a lot of days worth of food, I have to get out of here. That's kind of why I wanted to do an engagement here, because maybe I could have gotten more food. Did we find it? No, we found something else. We found an ancient temple, the sunken and half-buried entrance to some sort of temple or mausoleum that sticks out of the ground. Now, we're here to find the worn-down fortress, so that is not it. We also have some tracks here. They look like undead tracks. I'm a little scared to go in here, but I am going to. As you approach, only half of the temple's entrance is visible. The rest long since sunk into the earth as though unsure whether to be a coffin or a mausoleum. Along a visible frieze, you can see a stony relief of tables being thrown and moneyed men running from what looks like an armored skeleton with a whip. A few of the mercenaries seem uncomfortable with the idea of going in, but you've the notion that others have felt that way as well and have thus left the place unmolested. You take out a torch and enter with a sellsword spirit and robber's resolve. After gathering supplies, you crouch and enter the temple by slinging your legs over the earth and jumping in through the steps below. The clap of your boots snickers into the marbled halls, and you wave the torch before you as if to watch the echoes go. Looking back, the light between the shelf of earth and the temple top silhouetting your company as though they were a throng of sextons satisfied at their work. John shakes his head and says he's coming with. The rest of the company mutually agrees to keep watch. Okay, we'll go in. Alright, so the sides of the halls are blanketed in military mosaics so large their motif fit to a whole campaign than any single battle. One parcel in particular stretches seemingly forever down the hall, a scene of armored men running roughshod over what looks like a barbarian horde, so thick in number they lose humanity and begin to look indiscernible from bugs. Your torch bulbs and dims in the dark, and In the dark, the light bringing an artist's battlefield to an orangish life. And in the corners, you find depictions of righteous torture and outrage. Between the lockstep forces and the disassembled mob, it looks like order and chaos have come to clash, and while order is surely set to win, it is chaos itself which is driving the war to victory. Joss whistles. You look to see his torch flaring in the distance like a Ignis Fatuus. You run over to find him holding a vial with a strange liquid inside. The sellsword swings his torch to an alcove in the wall. Marble posts hold the center, and there's a throng of skeletons at its base. I found the vial on the pedestal there, and I see two more like it yonder, but they're behind gates. He asks the sellsword why he didn't tell you about the bodies. He shrugs. They ain't breathing, and I ain't caring. You want to make a try for the other two flasks or no? Get a flask of blessed water. Well, apparently we don't have a choice. Let's do it. Find the next vial set behind a chest-high gate. The flask itself is grasped by the stone claw of a wingless gargoyle hanging down from the ceiling. There are a few glyphs on a slab in front of the gate, but the words are ancient, and even if they weren't, you're not sure how well you'd be able to read them anyway. Suddenly, a voice booms overhead. A flock of birds are in a field when a hunter comes along. The hunter draws an arrow and yells out as though in pain. A few birds fly up. The hunter kills them. More birds fly up. The hunter kills them just as well, and he begins to cry as he collects their bodies. More birds fly at the sound of him. The hunter is crying and killing. He can hardly knock arrows fast enough, and he has to pause to wipe his eyes. One bird turns to his friend and says, "You should go console the man." What does the bird's friend say in return? Okay. So we've got never mind his tears, watch his hands. From the brink, a broken man must be saved. Chirp, 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 chirp. What? Well, I mean, never mind his tears, watch his hands. I mean, his hands are the things that are killing, right? Every time he sees a bird, he kills them, right? I mean, yeah. I mean, if this is supposed to be like a fable, there's a moral of the story, right? Never mind his tears, watch his hands. The voice is silent for a moment and returns. Correct! Jolting with ancient engineering, the gates slide down and the gargoyle lowers within arm's reach. The vial's rigid guardian staring with stoic aplomb. You grab the vial and hold it close as though the monstrous stonework might come alive to take it back. You wave your torch around and demand to know who is speaking. The voice laughs, but that is all. Joss looks at you and shrugs. Well, we got the treasure, did we not? No harm in trying for another. Might as well see. I mean, so far, I've been done alright. The last vial is behind another gate. An unsettling one to look at, just by an architectural standpoint. There are not mere stone bars here, but twisted iron spires scarred with scoria and slag. And the gate is not at chest level, but at your shins. The vial itself is on a further rise, meaning you'd have to reach under the wall and then up again to get it. Voice returns. From me all comes to being. From me all shall be in the end. When man crosses the earth, I follow in his footsteps. Stand in silence and look out over at Joss. He shrugs. Well, there's really only one answer here. From me all comes to being. From me all shall be in the end. When man crosses the earth, I follow in his footsteps. Yeah, it does. Sounds right. As soon as the word leaves your lips, the gate jolts up. Defensively stare at the remaining gap. Joss crouches down and slings his arm under the gateway's top and gets up at the vial. His fingers scrape its glass while the gate spires rattle in their catches like a bear reluctantly letting someone brush its teeth. Man finally pinches the vial between two fingers and scissor flips it into the safe embrace of his palm. He stands up and hands it over. Simple enough, eh? You nod, but then turn around with your torch and yell out, demanding to know who was talking. There's no answer. A brief search in the darkness turns up, no hidey holes or dugouts, but you do not find scraps and notes with drawings on them. But you do find scraps and notes with drawings on them. The pages seem to indicate the vials are capable of killing, these are the zombies, with but a single touch of the liquid within each flask. There is also a sticky paper with a crudely drawn woman on it. Whoever was here, you don't care. You take the vials back out and return to the cursed. They draw swords at the sound of you, and sheepishly sheathe them once they see your face. Sorry, Captain. Thought you might dead and a walking dead man. Okay, so we get 3 flasks of blessed water, and considering what our end game is going to be, we know it's going to be the undead. This is actually really good to find. Well, we got vials for just that problem now. Okay, well that was really good. Let's take a look at that real quick. I'm gonna guess that these are worth a lot. Well, they're not worth that much, I guess. But in the grand scheme of things, this is going to be good for us if we know we're going to be facing zombies. Now, we know that there's zombies right down this way. But then again, do we want to waste what we just got? And we know that there's undead walking around this way. I only have provisions for a couple days. So I really need to make a choice here. Do I keep searching, knowing not where I need to find this thing, or do I go back? Because it may take me 2 days to get back from this distance. Maybe not. I mean, it doesn't look like open country. I think we go until we hit nightfall and then we stop. I think that's my decision. And then this is going to be probably my last attempt at the quest, because this is starting to really cost me a lot of money to try and do. But we're probably close. But I'm going to keep going in an easterly direction. Sadly, that's putting me right in the direction that these tracks go towards. Ah. Not far to the northwest of where you are now, so we need to go a little bit more up. Okay. But we're going to need to go up to the northwest anyway. So we're heading back to Kochendorf. But we're close now. So maybe we shouldn't give up so easily. Oh, thank you. Well, it's already time to return to Sven, the councilman, whose worn-down fortress was easier to find than easier to find? That took out like a week! Mark it on your map, you pause and chuckle and shake your head. What luck. Alright. There's something there. Do we dare check it? If it's not nightfall, we'll check it. Okay. I suspect it's going to be more undead. But yeah, again, if it's undead, we can run away. If it's men, it's undead. Oh, no. I don't like the look of that. We don't get a description for them either. How do you fight ghosts? And how fast are they? I'm going to take the same tactic I did last time. Because I'm going to back up a little bit and hold. Back up a little bit and hold. And hopefully we can outrun these ghosts. Okay, they're just holding their ground. So that's fine. There's 10 of them. And we may be able to kill them, but I don't know what ghosts are. I've never fought them before. And I feel like we should just get out while we're still alive. So, yeah, let's just retreat. This was just a check. What is here? And they don't seem to be pursuing me anyway, so this is going to be easy retreat. Alright. So this is kind of, you know, a scary area, a lot of undead here. Never faced ghosts before, so I don't even know if the weapons I have could do anything to them. I mean, yeah, we have the holy water, maybe that would kill one. But yeah, we're just gonna get out of here with our skins intact and take a little bit simpler jobs from here on out. Now, unfortunately for me, I have to make it all the way back to that town to get paid. So this is going to be a long journey of not getting... we're going to have to hold out for that. But hey, we can say we did it. Alright. Let's get going. We're going to go back to Gachadorf. Now that means I can't take jobs, too, until I go back there. And considering that we did all this for this, we might as well. That was a long trip. And the fact that this was one skull, yeah, I understand. We just had to find it. We didn't have to fight anybody. But I don't know if I have enough money to actually make it back. So, because we have to consider how much I'm going to have to pay my men. So I'm going to have 2 paydays. I have to feed my men. I only have a little bit of money in that regard. And then when we get there, it's only going to be 250 golds. So all this for not much. And of course, food's going to be expensive here. Now, what I could do as a desperation measure is I could sell some items, like these shirts and the headscarf. Because they're not things I really need. But they're only going to give me a handful of gold. But, you know, anything helps at this point. We've got a few more items that we could sell along the way, out of desperation. But unfortunately, the drought here is making a town that normally likes me. Their food is really expensive here. Now, if this cloth was being sold for less than it was worth, we might be able to sell that into a town and actually make a little profit along the way, but it's not. And as a result, it's not a safe deal. Alright. Sadly, we have to leave. And we do have to get up to Windberg. Actually, let's stop at Sudberg first. Hopefully we can get there in a couple days. Because otherwise, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. Probably sell that axe that I have to get some food. In Sudberg. Because I think there was food for about that price. I'm going to go to the marketplace here. Yeah, they're selling food for 54 a piece. So I'm going to sell this woodcutter's axe, which is being sold for 64. And then I'm going to buy 1 thing of food. And hopefully that's enough to get us there. That should be enough for a couple more days travel. I only have enough to pay my men for a couple days. And then we're going to have to be in a little bit more desperation situation anyway. So here's hoping. But yeah, I'm going to be hard up financially because of this mission. And it's unfortunate. Now, I would have been better off if I hadn't bought a couple items along the way. But yeah, I mean, how was I supposed to know that it would be clear down here? I mean, again, let's look at... actually, here. This is the location we had to go to. This is the location we got the job. Look at how far that is. It's almost the whole freaking map. So, yeah. I probably won't take another job like that just because I don't know that that's going to happen again. And I can't afford to be in the financial situation we are in right now. I'm not even going to bother stopping here. I'm just going to keep traveling along the road. Okay, a strange sight. 1 dead man pinned to the earth with spears. His own blood has been used to circle his corpse, and other strange ritualistic rites have been painted by way of his lifeblood. When Rick starts retrieving the spears, you try and tell him to stop, but it's already too late. He holds one of the weapons up. What? These are of good quality. Why would we leave them here? Well, there was a deific protection here. It's already been broken. You collect the spears. Well, So much for that. But we do actually want those spears. Because I think I would rather have this man carry a spear than a sword. Because we do want to have that spear wall available. I do think there's a definite risk in having too many spears. Because spears can be bad at certain types of enemies. But I think the spear wall in the early stages of the game is pretty important. Well, in any case, I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. Hopefully we can make it to where we need to go before we run out of money. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.